Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. And today we are honored by two great guests, Chelsea and Stefnie. And they both actually belong to the same organization, and we're going to learn from them. So I don't know who would go first.
Well, where do you want us to begin?
We're going to do an intro about your business. So who's going to go first?
Steph, take it away.
Yeah, so I'm Stefnie. I'm the co-founder of CS Planners, and I am the marketing expert. I originally started out as a virtual assistant, and I learned out so many different strategies, learning from the top experts around the world. And I took that experience and I realized that I'm incredibly passionate about marketing. So I completely switched. We switched to now we create programs and courses to teach people how we were able to do and how we were able to really grow our business. And now we have over 5,000 students enrolled. And I'm so excited because we teach them not only the marketing side, because marketing is incredibly important, but also the mindset side, which is Chelsea. So you can take it away.
Yeah, so that's where I come in. So my name's Chelsea. I'm the other co-founder of CS Planners. And I've been working with Steph for over a year and a half, and we've combined both of our expertise. I focus a lot on mindset. Steph focuses a lot on marketing. And together we're able to balance each other out to realize, okay, from a person that doesn't understand these marketing terms, what can we say or do to make it that other people can actually understand, and vice versa. So for me, mindset comes so easily. So when Steph asks me questions, how do you talk about this? How do you think about that to help with growth mindset as well? And that's where we come in. So we've combined our two strengths to make an amazing program to really help anybody grow their business, no matter what level you're at.
So also tell me, you mentioned something really creative also, and that is your virtual assistant concept. Okay. So that's how you started learning about businesses, right?
Yeah, so we started out as virtual assistants, and I was able to get the first client within the first week of launching. I feel like since then, I was quickly able to make more than my corporate job very, very, very quickly. And I worked with people from with over 1 million followers on Instagram. Like I worked with some top incredible people, from authors, from bloggers, influencers, and I learned from them. I learned their strategies, their business strategies, their marketing strategies, and I learned what works in so many different areas and fields. And when I really realized that, I took that and I started teaching everything that I learned. And then that's how we got to where we are today. But I feel like it's so exciting being able to help so many people because I was able to do that. I was able to easily get clients, and I feel like teaching other people and finding those right marketing strategies that really work for them, I feel like is incredible.
I also love that you do have the 30-day client and lead challenge up, because specifically when I fully signed on and Steph and I decided, this is what we're doing, we're going to start a business and we're going to leave our corporate job. We made it our goal to be able to get enough clients for both of us to leave within the 30 days. So this 30-day client and lead challenge is essentially everything we did so we could have both of us quit our full-time job within 1 month, because we were able to promote ourselves and get enough clients. So our income for both of us was higher than our corporate job.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that means that you had a lot of confidence in yourself both and in your strategy. Congratulations on that. You're doing what you really love doing, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the ultimate goal. We had that corporate job. Everything was great. We had that consistency in income. I had incredible opportunities, such as going to the United Nations headquarters. I've been to spend 10 days in the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. But there was still feeling like something was missing in my life. And that's really why we started a business, because we had this dream life. And we weren't able to achieve what we really wanted. So that's why we went on this goal, on this mission to create our dream life. And we're doing it by doing the stuff we love, which is this.
Exactly. Yeah, I love everything that we're doing. And I feel like for me, leaving that 9 to 5 job and creating the freedom where I'm able to make more, really in terms of hours, working way less than I did my corporate job, still being at home with my daughter and being able to manage it all. I feel like that was important to me. And I feel like it's incredible. Like I'm very excited to be able to help other people so that way they can live their dream life as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I would like to also kind of point out that it's pretty actually affordable, this pricing option you have. It's pretty impressive that, it's not very expensive, at least kind of get you or started somewhere, right? So,
Exactly. I
Exactly.
feel like the 30-day client and lead challenge is an incredible place to start. I feel like if you're looking for that boost to really help leave your job, so that way you can really start connecting and finding marketing strategies that work for you, this is it. This is an incredible place to start. We also have a program as well, and that teaches from start to finish, and it's a complete program, and it's 16 weeks, and I feel like it takes you right from start to beginning, and I feel like it's gives you even more in terms of connecting, in terms of the mindset and the marketing strategies, because honestly, like half the battle sometimes is mindset and believing that you can do something, which is why I feel like that's incredible, that why we talk about it as well.
yeah.
And we have worked with people who they didn't have a lot of money. When COVID first hit, they've lost their jobs. They didn't know what to do. And when we started working with them, they were investing thousands of dollars into programs that didn't actually benefit them because it wasn't something that was designed or their personal strength, their skills, or anything that they could do on their own. So they ended up spending thousands of dollars on the program and then spending thousands of dollars when we were VAs on us to have us actually do what that program taught them. So for us, it was so important to have at least a baseline somewhere for anybody to start. But I do love what Steph said about the program we have, because we created something called the Solopreneur Growth Model.
Mhm.
And that is a 4-tier growth model. So if you're wanting to start and really elevate your business, this focuses on the person to self, which is your mindset and making sure you're ready to take on those challenges that come with starting a business. And then it takes you on to the next step, which is the person to person, which is where you can start interacting with people to get leads and money coming in right away. And then we go to the person to group, which is where you can start connecting with an audience. So you start getting more awareness. You start letting people know that you exist. And then the final stage is the person to funnel. So you can start making money while you sleep. So you wake up and there's money in your bank account. So that's why we created this. And we've been through it. We've worked with people who have been through it and have so much success. And we worked with people who are starting from nothing. And we've seen the results. And this is why I get really passionate talking about this program,
I
because I
can feel
really
it.
I really love it. I genuinely believe in what it does to help people.
A lot of enthusiasm is conveyed even this interaction. I can see that how passionate you two are about what you do. So also tell me a little bit more about. So there are two types, of course, business. Some who are not in business or they are thinking about putting money, and then there are already people who are doing business. So tell me, you have help for both of them, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. So we've helped with those starting from nothing. If some people, they don't even have an idea yet. They just decided they want to work, having their own business. And then there's other people that have an established business, but they want to take it to a whole other level. They want to increase their income. They already have a foundation for their business, but
Mhm.
they feel stuck and because of their income level. So both categories we've helped. And I feel like the reason why I feel like incredible that Chelsea, you're talking about the solopreneur growth model, because either option, no matter if you don't even have to have an idea or business yet, or you can still have the foundation. No matter either option, I feel like the solopreneur growth model helps either way, because in business, I feel like in terms of marketing strategies, it's not a one size fits all, because there's so many different businesses, there's so many different ways. And I feel like taking you through this model, I feel like really helps pick what works for you, which is why it works, which is why people were able to help so many different people really elevate their business, no matter what stage they're at, because of the model, because of this that we created. And we've been there. We've helped so many top experts and all of them. And I've studied like top experts, even just on my own too, and they all go through the same thing. They all go through those categories for an online business. So that's why I feel like it's so important to teach that, knowing no matter where you start, an idea or not, we can help. And I feel like we can take you from where you are right now to where you want to be.
Okay, great. So let's kind of dissect a little bit about different types of businesses. Does that matter what type of business and where they are?
No, because Chelsea, you have an incredible story, and it starts with the cleaner. So we took someone who was a cleaner, and she wanted to have something virtually, and I love that example that you talk about, Chelsea, because it really it's an example that it's like you wouldn't really expect a cleaner to go virtually. So Chelsea, you do an incredible job, like kind of explaining it too.
Yeah, so I love the story of the cleaner that we worked with, because yes, we've worked with photographers, we've worked with nutritionists, we worked with people that were already based online. But my favorite challenge was when we started working with people who had the brick and mortar businesses and they went online and they're like, what am I supposed to do? So for the cleaner, for example, she cleaned houses. COVID happened, and when that happened, everybody locked down. So you couldn't have that service provided within your home. So
Mhm.
she came to us asking us to help, and we worked with her, and we got her to create an event, and we helped her with her virtual event, and she ended up getting the star of Hoarders to be interviewed on her event, and then she ended up getting the opportunity to fly down to LA to film an episode of Hoarders. And then she came back and she found more creative ways to start continuing her business virtually. And she got so much more promotion. And she's like, I'm even better now than when I did when I started because of these opportunities. And it was because at that point she was at the person to group model, which is an event that she decided she wanted to host a virtual event. That's how she wanted to get her information audience. So just from that, you can see the results. And then she was now starting to create ways to move on to the next stage, which was the person to funnel. So she can start making income overnight.
Wow, wow. So basically, that is a big story because that person wasn't trained to do anything online, and you're not only trained but also you help, and it's a success story. It's not just theoretical that that you tell and nothing happens. So that's great. Congratulations. On how long ago was that?
That
That
was
was this past summer. So I think
in the summer.
June of 2020. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool, cool. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what are some of the difficulties businesses face when, let's say, you're trying to give them insight, but they are hesitant, or what are the things or their fear most?
I think a lot of the fear is based off one, them understanding if they're actually able to grow a business, because a lot of people, if you're not surrounded by people that are encouraging, it's tough for you to tell their family and friends that you're going to. So based on that, making that decision to invest that money to actually go for it is a really tough thing for people to overcome for the first part, just because it is an investment, and that's what people don't understand, is that you're investing in yourself and in your future, and it's a tax write-off. It's for your business. So go for it. I think another thing is a lot of people do what they think they're told. So we have had people come to us saying, I've done it all. Like, I've paid for ads. I've spent hundreds of dollars on ads and I'm not getting anybody come. I'm on this group and I'm not getting any comments. What do I do? And then when we talk to them, we're like, there's a few things that you're missing. First of all, you're trying to sell a product that you haven't even tried. You don't even know if it's good. So how do you even know that it's going to work? How do you sell something that you don't know if you actually believe in?
Mhm.
Or the elevator pitch. Steph, talk about the elevator pitch.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people, they really struggle with connecting with people and because of their elevator pitch. So essentially, telling people what you do in a short period of time, being able to sell people. And I feel like it's so important to be able to connect and really connect them in a short period of time, because you ultimately have like 5 seconds and then people move on, right? They have short attention spans. So I feel like a lot of people feel lost and they can't increase their income. They can't increase their leads, their connections. And I feel like it all comes down to their elevator pitch. And when you learn how to do it, how to connect with people, then you have so many more opportunities that are coming to you. And I feel like it's incredible when, as soon as we learned how to do it, we had over 30, 50 people would contact us based on say we do one post, just helping people. And I feel like we would get so many connections in such a short period of time. That's how powerful it is. And we have a freebie on our main page as well, an elevator pitch template, as well as a finding clients checklist. And it's exactly what you need to start getting clients, to start really helping with getting your referrals and really start connecting with people. So I feel like if you haven't already, make sure you check that out, because it's it's exactly what we use. And I feel like it's an incredible way to get started with connecting with people.
And another thing that I love about the solopreneur growth model, so we do have those people that come and say, I've tried this, I've done that, and I still can't figure it out. So by the time they've done it all and they're not getting the results, they're starting to feel like they're the failure. They're like, there's something wrong with me. I'm not good enough, which is why no matter where you are, we always, and it's like this step program where you can't skip a step, because once you skip a step, you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's why we encourage people to go through this step-by-step basis, because that's how you grow. And you need to start with your mindset. And as you know, business is a journey. It's not a destination, and it's something
Yeah.
that we work forward, and we try all the time. And there's things that you do that are incredible and work really well, but there's always going to be things that you try and you don't. But that's going to happen. But you have to remember to learn from it. And that's where we always encourage people to don't forget about that mindset. So even if you try something and you're going through that and you're struggling and you don't know what to do next, come back to that mindset. Let's refocus and let's start again. Let's get to where you want to be.
Okay, great. Also, tell me a little bit, which I have heard also from a lot of business. A lot of, unfortunately, there are scams also. This is sad, but that's true. You get all kind of junk mail saying that, do this, do that, and pay us. But and a lot of people do fall to that too, and they pay. So I remember when I was a few months back, I wanted the more online growth. So I paid somebody, money, and that person didn't do anything. So I felt that, yes, there are people who would scam the system. And then I had to report and say, the blacklist this person so I can't fool anyone else. But I think that's another fear a lot of people have. They don't know who is real, till you try that. The problem is, in my case, I tried, I even paid like 1/10 of the amount, but still I lost that. So the question is, there are scammers who will even take $20 from you, and that's about it, whatever they can get out. So, but the problem is, there are genuine people like yourself, but that's the hardest. It's not people don't want. I think people are afraid, that like me, they will be very hesitant. Okay, we don't know, is this real program or is it a fake program? And then that's the problem. So absolutely right about that. But I think it's very nice that you have those real stories, promotion, and testimonials. So that helps a lot of businesses too. And also, tell me a little bit about different areas. So do you see a different strategy for suburbs, metro, and for small business?
I do think there is a different method. However, I kind of want to go back to what you were saying, because it is very true. And that's a big thing of like people trying to sell something, but they don't have anything to back what they do. And Steph has a saying that I love every time she talks about it. It's the like, no, trust in order to invest. And she says this every time. People need to like you, they need to know you, and they need to trust you, which is why we offer the 30-day client and lead for such a cheap price, because we want people to know that we know what we're talking about. You get so much value from that. The other thing is we have the free giveaway on our website because, again, that is extremely helpful. That changes lives. And then the final thing is we do have a YouTube channel. So if people just want to know more about us before they invest, check us out on YouTube at CS Planners, and you'll see we have a podcast now too. So we're just we want people to know that we're here because we care, and we know that there are people out there that are scammers, and that's the scary thing about the internet. But that's why we are very adamant on making sure people know who we are for wherever we can go, because we care, and we've been through the struggles of you not going where you want to be. So that. But to go on with what your next question was, I think there's a strategy based off of your business. So I don't know if it's necessarily where you are, but it could be based off of your demographic, your niche, your audience. So I feel like everyone has a different approach, and even there could be, again, going to a cleaning situation, there could be a cleaner who focuses on industrial. They're going to have a different marketing strategy as opposed to a house cleaner or someone that cleans machines or whatever. They're all going to have their own strategy, which, again, that's why we've created this growth model, because it allows you, no matter what you're at, you still have full control. We just give you all the different ways that you can grow and adjust according to your business.
Yeah, because looking at your analytics, seeing like what time of day is best for your social media to post, what audience, what range do you have, what like really looking at the results that you have, so then you can create a marketing strategy that actually works. And I feel like that is huge. If you want to really outsell your competition, if you really want to change your business and really up level to a whole nother level, it has to be based on your target audience. Who are you trying to target? Because that's why I feel like there's not a one size fits all with marketing, which I know there are a lot of people out there that I see so often. It's like a one size fits all. It's like one marketing strategy for like hundreds of businesses. But the reason why that doesn't work is because they're all using the same thing. So you're essentially like, it's not like personalized whatsoever. So I feel like, and that is the struggle a lot of times, because you think about like, and just if you only had an event as your main marketing strategy, you think how many hundreds and hundreds of people that are taking that same program doing that one marketing strategy. Whereas if like we teach you how to use your analytics, how do you use your target audience, and how do you really create a marketing strategy that goes with that exactly, so that way you can create a strategy that works for you.
And another thing is you have to do something you're comfortable with. So if you decide, okay, I want to launch an event, but you don't really want to interview people, then launching an event isn't the thing for you. So it's not only your analytics, it's you as an individual and where your comfort zone is and where you're willing to push yourself into that growth zone as well, which is why we do combine the mindset, because it isn't one or the other. It's both, and knowing who you are so you can grow your business as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very, the reason I was saying, because, some of the, we have I do a lot of online, work. I personally love online. So I do practice sleep, and we have a lot of patients kind of trying to fill the forms online. But the problem we run into is when you are into suburban areas and a little bit less tech savvy and little older population, they hate computers or smartphone. So
Yeah.
they say, no, I am coming to the clinic and I'm going to fill the paper. Give me paper and pen. And that is harder, now, even with COVID. So, I had recently patient, I had to literally send a staff just to one person for one patient to send, because that person wants to fill the form in paper, spend 2 hours filling the paper, sending somebody, because now we don't encourage them to come to clinic, to fill paperwork for sure. So that's and I always find it interesting. Yeah, there's some population, they're not very tech savvy, they feel very insecure, and there is also kind which they are worried about information hacking, and they don't want to fill any kind of forms online. Do you find that also troubling?
So I've actually worked with clients before that have had that same, where it was an older generation, and what they did that worked was, we noticed that there has been a shift of that older population still being in Facebook. So I even, like, you think there's a lot of that older generation that's still there. So they were able to connect and teach them everything they needed to know through Facebook. So in terms of, like, they use it was simplified. So simplified graphics, simplified videos, how to fill out a form. And they create a Facebook group specifically for that, targeting that audience. Because even the older generations, we've noticed, or like I've personally noticed a trend, they're still willing to go on that. And even if they weren't, then I feel like the next one would be like phone, like telephone. That's a whole nother thing, like really trying to walk them through that. And I feel like that, but I noticed, like, based on this one client that I'm thinking of, that's exactly what they did. Their entire audience, or entire target audience, was that older generation, and they had an incredibly successful Facebook group. And I did the graphics, and I helped them with graphics and a little bit there with them, and it was very simple. And I feel like not over making it incredibly simple is like my number one tip with that, like, just because it is true, right? There are those that are incredibly tech savvy, and then there aren't as much. But I feel like either way, there are still strategies that you can use that still work with both. That's why I feel like that's why we also talk a lot about customer avatar and really focusing on that, because that's exactly, like, you're absolutely right. Like, it's so important to really think about that. So then that way you're creating a strategy that works for your audience.
Yeah, and that's very good. So another thing for audience to see that, how both of them actually try to help and kind of suit your needs. So, which is great. So it's not that one shoe fits all. That's the kind of a course, or they kind of individualized to each client, and that's nice of you to kind of emphasize that. So any final message you will have for my audience?
I think for me, it's just, if you have a dream, go for it. And even if you don't know where to start, just start doing something. And again, check us out on YouTube, because we have a lot of inspirational tips where we give you free mindset tips. We give you some marketing tips for free on there. And then once you're ready, start investing, but just start.
Exactly. And I would say we always tell people to keep going and keep growing, because we know there's a lot of struggling people right now. I've connected with so many people. They're struggling because of COVID, because they lost their job. And I feel like if you're to remember anything, it's to keep going and keep growing, because ultimately, like, that can help you through anything. If you're struggling right now, keep going forward. And when you're ready to take the next level, grow, invest in time in yourself. And I feel like that will help you push to a whole nother level.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming, and good luck on your future. And I think I highly recommend check out the website. It's down here, cslplanners.com, and they're on YouTube, Facebook, and Insta, right? So, by the way, which one is your favorite of all?
I'm personally a big fan of YouTube, but we've been connecting a lot on Instagram, but our home base was always Facebook.
Yeah.
So not on Snapchat or yet.
No, we're not there.
Okay. Thank you for coming to our show. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Take care.